Your paycheck arrives, and for one day, everything feels under control. Then the bills come out. A few small purchases happen. Something unexpected lands. By the middle of the month, you are asking the same question again. Where did all the money go? The problem is often not that you need a more complicated budget. It is that every dollar is sitting in one pile, competing for every job at once. So here is a simple system you can use on Payday. 3 buckets: bills, life, and future. This is not a rule that says you need exactly 3 bank accounts. You can use separate accounts, labeled spaces inside a banking app, cash envelopes, a spreadsheet, or just 3 clear categories in one account. The point is not the container. The point is to give your money a route before everyday spending chooses one for you. Bucket 1 is bills. This is the money that keeps your life functioning and meets your commitments. Think housing, utilities, transport you need for work, insurance, basic food, minimum debt payments, medicine, childcare, and other essential costs that arrive on a schedule. The first job of Payday is to make sure this bucket is protected. Do not call the remaining money available to spend until you know what the next set of bills needs. Start by looking back over a few months of real transactions. Include the bills that do not appear every month: annual subscriptions, insurance renewals, school costs, maintenance, gifts, travel you have already committed to, and irregular household expenses. A budget that only remembers this month's bills will keep surprising you next month. For any expense that comes less often, turn it into a small monthly amount. If an annual bill is important to you, put aside a portion whenever you are paid, rather than hoping the money will be there when the full bill arrives. This is sometimes called a sinking fund. It is simply a way to make an irregular cost less disruptive. Bucket 2 is life. This is your flexible spending money: eating out, hobbies, shopping, social plans, convenience spending, and the choices that make life enjoyable. The goal is not to pretend these things do not exist. The goal is to decide what they can cost before the month decides for you. Give this bucket a clear limit for the period until your next payday. If monthly limits feel too abstract, divide the amount by the number of weeks you have left. A weekly number makes a mid-month decision easier. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this?" you can ask, "Does this fit inside the money I already chose for life?" If you spend this bucket quickly, do not quietly borrow from bills. That is the whole point of the separation. You can wait, reduce another flexible choice, or make a deliberate decision to move money and accept the trade-off. The system should show you the choice rather than hide it. This is money that makes your next problem less expensive or your next goal more possible. Depending on where you are today, it may go to a starter cash buffer, high-cost debt above the minimum payment, a full emergency fund, a near-term goal, retirement saving, or long-term investing. Future does not always mean investing. If high-cost debt is growing, or a small emergency would force you to borrow, your financial floor may need attention first. Use the priority ladder from the previous video to decide which future job matters most right now. The key is to move this money early, not after you have spent everything else. The amount can be small. What matters is that it has a named purpose. A small automatic transfer or a manual move on Payday can turn a vague intention into a repeatable habit. Now let's put the 3 buckets in order. On Payday, first check what actually arrived after taxes, deductions, and any work expenses. Second, protect the bills bucket for expenses due before the next payday. Third, set the life bucket so you know what you can spend without creating a problem. Fourth, send the future bucket toward your current priority. Finally, take 2 minutes to look ahead. Are there irregular costs, planned events, or due dates that could break the system before your next payday? That final check matters. Good money management is often less about a perfect monthly percentage and more about timing. If several bills land early in the month, but your income arrives later, the issue may be cash flow, not irresponsibility. You may be able to ask a provider whether its due date can be changed. Or you may need to build a small buffer over time so the calendar stops controlling every decision. What if your income changes every month? The buckets still work. Every time money arrives, ask the same question. What must be protected before the next payment? What can I use for life? and what can move my future priority forward. Your percentages may change, but the order does not. And if 3 buckets feel like too much, start with 2. Separate bills from everything else. Once that becomes normal, add future. A simple system you actually use beats a complicated system you abandon after 1 week. Your paycheck is not one number. It is a set of jobs waiting to be assigned. Protect the life you have, give yourself room to enjoy it, and keep sending something toward the life you want next. This video is for educational purposes only, not personalized financial advice. Costs, taxes, debt terms, benefits, and banking options vary by country and situation. Consider a qualified local professional for decisions that affect your own finances. Which bucket needs the most attention in your life right now? Bills, life, or future? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.